Hey everyone, it's Thomas with Autogefühl and a special response episode because recently we have reviewed the new Audi S3 facelift and we have experienced a strange thing there. So when we were in the sport mode and in the dynamic mode, we had this kind of, turbo lag we experienced. And so almost like the engine would pause a second, would stall a second, really going to the front, and then came all the boost, but just in dynamic mode. And then some other guys told me in the comments, hey, I have the same problem, maybe with my stronic, with Audi, or also with the DSG, with a VW, stronic and DSG, just different brand names. They're both the dual clutch transmission from the corporation. So basically it might be the same problem, but of course we wanted to investigate what was causing this problem here. We asked the Audi engineers, and I promised you to give also the response to that one, because we always want to, the manufacturer to give a possibility to also answer some of those questions, of course. And so what did they say to this special incident we had here? So they said it is actually intended that this car did that, because what's happening with the dual clutch transmission, both clutches in that case are opening so that the downshifting process can be faster, and then the exact right gear is set in, then the car goes all the way in the front. Now what's happening here? I think the solution to this is maybe this solution is on paper, and when you measure it from the outside, maybe it's really faster. But as a customer, when you sit inside a car and experience that, you feel it would be slower because the car is pausing for a second, and maybe you cannot really rate what's happening after that. It just stays in your brain. So that's really the question: what do you do as a manufacturer? Do you pick the fastest way overall if you just look at the figures, or do you pick a way which offers the best experience to the customer? I would actually prefer the latter one. I would, go for the customer's experience, because we have also had some feedback from you saying like, I've experienced something, it's feeling strange. And if you feel that something is wrong as a customer, I think it's a little bit too complicated when you first have to read a manual like, oh yeah, even if it feels strange, it's actually better for you because it's faster. I'm not so sure about that. So I would change the setup as for this case. And if we weren't in the dynamic mode, so just in the comfort mode and sport mode at the same time, it didn't occur, for example, and it felt very good and still fast. And you've seen it also from the launch control. The car, the S3, for example, has a really good acceleration, no doubt about that. Of course, I want to hear your opinion about this issue. What would you go for? Maybe this technical approach, or would you rather go for the approach that feels best for the customer? And what are your experiences with the Volkswagen DSG or the Audi S-tronic? I know there has been some discussions in the past because there were some failures as well, especially in Japan. But also Volkswagen, they told me they would have fixed this problem with fine-tuning the whole system. And there are of course also a lot of people having good experience with it. And I mean, when driving the dual clutch transmission, just from the feeling, there's nothing better, because the transitions between the gears are very, very smooth, so it's very comfortable driving when you're driving slow, and also when you drive sporty, so fast shifting. So I'm in general very convinced. However, it might also be that the standard converter automatic gearbox are more durable. That's also a reason why, for example, for higher Newton meter figures, if you have a lot of torque, usually the converter gearboxes are picked. And for example, also in the pickup segment or really large SUVs, you also use the automatic converter gearbox, because they seem to be more durable, at least at really higher power. So there's a lot to talk about the automatic gearboxes. Want to have your experience in the comments and your opinion, of course, and then maybe we can find out together what's the best solution here. But I want to give you this feedback. Hope that helps. And of course, we'll keep you updated with all the new models and also answers to your questions with the next Autogefühl episodes. Thanks again for watching. See each other at the next full review.